Egypt's darkest secrets don't end there. What we uncovered in part one was just the surface. The deeper you go, the more disturbing it gets. Let's start with something that almost no historian talks about. The Great Pyramid of Giza was not always the color you imagine. Not gray, not sandy brown. It was completely covered in polished white limestone casing stones that reflected sunlight so powerfully it could be seen from hundreds of miles away. Ancient writings called it the Shining One. It literally glowed. So, where did those casing stones go? They were stripped off, taken, used to build mosques and palaces in Cairo. After an earthquake loosened them in 1303 AD. The most extraordinary building ever constructed was essentially vandalized for construction material, and nobody talks about it. Then there is the mystery of the pyramid's interior temperature. Despite desert heat outside reaching 40 degrees Celsius, the internal chambers maintain a constant 20 degrees year round, always, without any modern cooling system, without any ventilation technology we can explain. Engineers have studied this for decades. Nobody has a satisfying answer. Now, here is the one that genuinely disturbs archaeologists. In 2008, a team of researchers discovered ancient Egyptian cocaine, not figuratively, literally. Chemical analysis of Egyptian mummies found traces of cocaine and tobacco in their hair, bones, and skin. The problem: cocaine comes from South American coca plants. Tobacco also originates in the Americas. Columbus didn't reach America until 1492 AD. Egypt was building pyramids around 2500 BC. That is nearly 4,000 years before any known contact between Egypt and the Americas. Either somebody made a catastrophic error in the chemical analysis, or ancient Egyptians had contact with South America thousands of years before history says was possible. The scientific community has never fully resolved this. There is also the question of electricity. Inside the Temple of Dendera, there are stone carvings that some researchers believe depict ancient light bulbs, giant lotus flower shapes containing what appears to be a filament mounted on insulator like bases, connected to what could be interpreted as a power cable. The mainstream explanation is that these are purely religious symbols. But Swedish engineer Henrik Kjellson spent years analyzing these carvings and argued they match the structure of a functioning electrical device too precisely to be coincidence. We will probably never know for certain, but the carvings exist. Draw your own conclusions. And finally, the one that keeps Egyptologists up at night: the inventory stele, a stone tablet discovered in 1858 inside the Temple of Isis near the Sphinx. The inscription on this tablet states clearly that the pharaoh Khufu, the man credited with building the Great Pyramid, actually discovered the Sphinx already standing when he came to power, already ancient, already buried in sand. If that inscription is accurate, it means the Sphinx predates the pyramids by an unknown amount of time. It means the entire timeline of Egyptian civilization is wrong. The Egyptian government has refused to allow independent dating tests on the Sphinx's core structure. The reason given: preservation concerns. After 4,500 years of surviving desert conditions, suddenly it's too fragile to test. Egypt is not just ancient history, it is a civilization that has been protecting its secrets for thousands of years, and it is still protecting them today. Subscribe, because tomorrow we go even deeper. The secrets we haven't told you yet are darker than anything in part